Hi. All right. So, give us your name and what was your role in the film?
My name is Muhlbauer. I was the second assistant director for Guns of Eden.
And now that you saw the film, what do you think of the film in its entirety?
It was amazing. I couldn't stop smiling the entire time. It was awesome. My dad had a small role in it too. It was fun to see.
So you got to see this being filmed. You were behind the scenes the whole time. Did you ever imagine it was going to turn out to be what it became on the screen as it did today?
It totally blew my expectations. Everything looked incredible, especially like considering how many different locations we shot in. It all matched up like perfectly. It was great. All the performances were awesome.
So, was there anything that you remember the most, or a funny time, or something like that between all these locations that you'll never forget?
I got very lost on the way to Little Rock City with Liz, one of the PAs. I'll never forget that. It was terrifying, but it was one of my favorite days on set.
But what did you think of that location, though?
It was beautiful, like on screen. Yeah, it was worth it. The fear of being lost was worth it.
So, is there any one particular scene in the movie that you liked the best?
The scene where my dad gets killed by Alexandra.
Okay, so you were happy about your dad getting killed in the film. And who was your dad in the film?
He played one of the SWAT team guys. He had a mustache.
Okay, so that makes sense. What did you think of the direction that you got to work with Greg Lambertson? What do you think of his direction and idea and how he put this film together?
He knows what he wants. It's so inspiring to watch him direct, and the way he runs a set. It's very lighthearted, but it's still like he gets work done on a timely manner. So yeah, very inspiring to watch someone like him direct.
Well, that's all I really have for you. Where do you hope this film will go after this?
I hope I can show my entire extended family, send them the link, streaming somewhere, or buy the Blu-ray. I'll support it in any way.
Well, we do know there is some kind of distribution coming out on it, so just be ready for it. And, of course, we'll let you know. So just want to say thank you for all your hard work and the amazing job you did on set.
Thank you. It was a pleasure working with everyone.
And trust us, we loved you, too, on the set. We couldn't have done it without you, so thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You have a great night. Right there, baby. Right here. Right here. Take a step in. Right there. Right there? Yeah, just make sure you look at the camera. Right there. All right, this is Keith with Macrocosm Productions. I'm here today with
Eugene Beaufil.
And Eugene, what was the role you played in this film?
I played Eduardo Sanchez, who was basically the main drug runner of the film and the reason that all the action happens in the movie.
So how did you get to be in this film? What brought you to this film to be a part of it?
I mean, honestly, I've always wanted to be into acting, and I have a relationship with Greg Lambertson, the director, for a few years now. And then he showed a sizzle reel at the screening room for Guns of Eden. So I gave him a call and said, I think I can be in your movie. He said, it's funny enough, I think I have a role for you. And the rest is history. But the only thing he told me is that I got to warn you, you're going to be shirtless and you're going to be a drug trafficker. So I was like, all right, a little bit of typecasting, but okay.
So now that you went through all those scenes, you did everything, and you were only there on set for so many days. Now you got to see the whole film in its entirety, the way it was shot. What did you think of the overall film?
Listen, this is a movie that even if I wasn't involved in it, I would watch it multiple times and buy it when it came out on Blu-ray or streaming. Like, it was that good. Like, I was blown away at how good this movie was.
So, with that being said, your scene, you know what was there, you know what happened, but now seeing your scene from the camera's point of view, how do you feel you were, did? I mean, because, you had Greg's directing, we had us helping out, we had everybody out there to support you.
Yes.
But how do you think you did overall, personally?
I think I did well. I think I did pretty well. I was pretty impressed with myself seeing it on screen. I was really happy with the end result and the end product, how it came out.
Well, that's a good director for you, making sure he gives you the insight, the guidance, and everything you need. And it really, you see his actual skills put to the test right there.
Yeah, he definitely had great skills, and thank goodness that it rubbed off a little bit on me. So everything was awesome. I loved it.
Well, I tell you, it was fun working with you on that set, and I really enjoyed that day. Although it was hot, buggy, and God knows, between the poison ivy and all the weird stuff out in that woods, it was a tough day. And then I don't know what was harder, the barn or the woods. But I tell you, being there with you and seeing you work and you put yourself out there, I got to say you did a fantastic job. So proud that you were part of this film, and I hope to work with you guys again on a film. And and where were the other folks that were with you there?
I mean, I have my girlfriend Desiree Miller, who played my girlfriend in the movie Sylvana. Actually, come here. Come here.
So Eugene, where do you hope the rest of this film to be? Where do you think it should go? What do you think? How far do you think this film, or how do I put this? What are you hoping will happen to this film?
I mean, I hope this movie gets wide released and it gets enough of a buzz where, it'll warrant a sequel or a bigger budget remake of it or something.
Or a spin-off for the Sanchez crew.
Yeah, or that. So, yeah, I hope, I have a feeling, though, that this movie's going to cross over and this movie's going to be the one that's going to take it.
Right. So, now, who do we have here now with us?
I am Desiree Miller, and I play Sylvana in the movie.
And what did you think about the overall film when it's completed? Because you were only there to see what was your part was and what some of us were doing, and now you saw the whole completion. Same question I asked him. Well, what do you think of it all?
I think it was incredible. It was bigger, it was grander than I thought. My favorite has to be the helicopter. Obviously, that effect was crazy, but it just shows all the hard work that everybody put into it. To see it on the screen finally was incredible.
And what did you think about the character you played in that?
She was awesome, hot, sassy, and she's the boss of him.
So now,
you like in real life.
Like in
real life.
See, okay.
Art mimics life.
So now, I heard you talking about a spin-off, and it's like the Sanchez group, right? So, and it's nice to actually see more Hispanic-type films come around.
Yes.
So, what says you guys don't make a story to how you got to where you were there? Or maybe something your family or brothers come looking for us or them? I mean, what do you think?
I mean, well, first off, I'd like to do maybe like a prequel or like an origin story of the Sanchez crew, because then that guarantees that we're back. Yeah, and I mean, and it's funny too, because after we filmed, her and I talked about it. I was like, a spin-off movie would be awesome, just to see, how Eduardo maybe met Sylvana, or how he got his crew together, or how he started his drug empire or meth empire, and then obviously it leads up to Guns of Eden and what happens there. But yeah.
Well, maybe you're not dead. Maybe, they shot you, but does that mean you were dead? And maybe they killed somebody else in the body bag, and now I don't know. There could be some kind of weird side story. I'm just me, but hey.
Or zombies. We come back as zombies. You never know.
Look, we've already had a few people want to do zombie films. So.
There you go.
It's
Yeah.
always a possibility.
Absolutely.
But I do appreciate having you guys on set. It was fantastic. It was great working with you guys. I hope to see you guys on more films with us. And I'll be honest, it was a great time. I'm glad you guys came out to the premiere of this, the world premiere today. So, with that being said, I got nothing else. I really am grateful for you folks to be here and a part of our great, amazing film. And can't wait to see you guys on broadcast, streaming, wherever we go.
Yes, please.
You guys,
From your lips to God's ears.
you all did fantastic. So if that was your first time filming, I would have never known.
Really?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
I'm here with Wild Bill. So, Wild Bill, who did you play in the film, and what group were you with?
I was in a militia group. I played Martin, a.k.a. Mad Dog. I made up the nickname myself, so I liked it. Yeah, I was one of the crazy commandos, running and jumping and shooting.
So, Bill, now that you got to see the film in its entirety, what do you think of the film?
I thought it was fantastic. I mean, it was nonstop action, it was just, it never let up. Just when you think you saw something really awesome, something else awesome happens next. And it was great. Greg did a wonderful job, as did you. Everybody involved, they just gave everything, and it just turned out great. It was great to be a part of it, and I got to say some really funny stuff.
Well, I just love the fact that we actually had so many people together and to pull that, the coordination of that and everything else in a way which wasn't just me. It took all of us. How did you think that coordination went with Greg's guidance and our camera guy, Chris, always following right behind you and in front of you and everywhere else?
Well, it seemed like everything went flawlessly, which obviously it didn't. Nothing ever does, but they made it look that way. And with so many people involved, you got to know what you're doing. And it seemed like it was a well-oiled machine. Everything got done on time. I don't think he was ever behind schedule, as far as I know. And yeah, it was great. Everybody, they brought their A game, and it shows. It shows in the final product.
So Bill, one more question for you. What do you hope to see where this film goes? What are you hoping for?
Oh, I want an Oscar.
See,
Maybe not an Oscar, but a trophy of some sort. No,
see, there you go. That's
just to see people see it and just enjoy it. That's what counts.
well, I like it. We can go for the SAG Award. We can go for an Oscar.
Right.
Let's do it. I love your positivity, sir.
Yeah,
All
buddy.
right, my friend. Thank you.
Always good to work with you, my friend.
Always great. It was fantastic. Thank you. All right, folks. This is Keith with Macrocosm Productions here today for the Buffalo Dreams Fantastic Film Festival after showing of Guns of Eden. I'm here with Linda Macy, and she was an integral part of this film, just like Abby one was. So, Linda, who was your character in this film?
My character was Carrie, and I was the assistant to Congresswoman DeLaley, which was played by the fantastic Kim Piazza. And she basically kicks me out of the car, mistreats me, but it was a fun scene. I loved working with Kim. And for people who are watching, the music in this movie is fantastic. And wait till you hear the end song, because Kim does it and she kills it. So fantastic.
So, as I tell people, there's no small part. Every part's integral. So, you saw your part. You got to see some of the behind the scenes. But now that you saw the film in its entirety, what did you think of the film?
It was a lot lighter than I anticipated. I thought it was going to be heavier. You see guns, you hear guns and all the, weapons and stuff. But there's a lot of levity, some laughter, and everybody did a fantastic job. But what I really liked about it is I knew a lot of the actors. They're Buffalo actors, and Buffalo brought it. And we had some celebrity power from out of state. Or in state, I don't know, where's...
In state.
She's in state. Well, she did fantastic. So everybody did fantastic. Bill, Traz, come on. Geez.
So, if there's any one part in the movie you were amazed by, what part was it?
I think it would be the ones that was played by Keith Lukowski. He really brought it.
All right, other than those.
Let me think. You know who I liked? And it was Alexander McBride. Oh, no, yes, him, but also Andrew. He was a store shopkeeper, and Ari Nicole. Fantastic.
And just seeing it, we've all played different roles, how everybody in this movie played a total different role. So I thought myself that was personally amazing. Now that you saw this film, what do you think of Greg's directing and his idea on this picture?
Wow. Well, for him to take a vision like that and to map it all out and incorporate, it was a heavy lift. There's a lot of moving pieces, a lot of actors, and he pulled it together and made it work. So, yeah.
Yeah, I will admit he did put it together well, and he had a lot of moving pieces. But anyways, Linda, we're glad you made it out to the Buffalo Dreams Fantastic Film Festival, and we need to say thank you once again for always being a part of this great, amazing community and being a part of our films.
Well, thanks for having me.
All right, thank you, Linda. This is Keith Lukowski with Macrocosm Productions. I'm here today with
Xander Goldman.
All right, Xander, what role did you play in the movie?
I played Walter, one of the bad cops, we'll say. We're all dead now, but yeah, one of the bad cops.
One of the bad cops. Being a part of this movie, I know you came from out of town to be a part of this. And what was your experience of working in the Buffalo community?
Oh, I want to first say, everyone was just, so welcoming. And, it's like family when I got up here. Everyone was very nice to me, and, Greg's just wonderful. He was a wonderful director. So I love the scenery. It was nice and cool. Because I'm from Pittsburgh. It was cooler up here than Pittsburgh. So I wouldn't want to be here in the winter, but it was in the summer and it was actually nice.
So now that you saw this film in its entirety, and you were on a lot of the sets and the scenes and through a lot of shots, but now you saw the film through its entirety, what do you think of the whole entire concept or the whole entire film?
I enjoyed it. This is probably the only one that I've been in that's been like pure action. I've been in a lot of horror stuff that's, mainly horror with a little bit of action, but this is the only one that's, pure action that I've, had a great role in. So I'm very thankful.
So, how did you prep for this role?
I really didn't. I didn't know what to expect. So I just tried my best on set, but it was most enjoyable because it had, different police things and chase scenes and the helicopter. I don't even know how that helicopter's flying up there, but that's great.
That's just a little movie magic because I had a lot of help with that. So
Yes. That's one of my favorite parts is that helicopter. I don't know how you guys
you
did it.
know, you're not the only person to say that. I was like, where'd that helicopter come from?
Right.
Like, we didn't have a helicopter.
Right.
So here's my other question for you. The way Greg put this film together and the way we shot it, and his story, I guess what I'm asking is, what do you think of Greg's style and his idea and the way he put it together?
I like the helicopter. I like the drone scenes. I like where is the rocks? I love rocks like that where you can go and walk in between that.
That was Little Rock City.
Okay, I wasn't in those scenes, but I thought that's really beautiful. So Greg picked a lot of different locations and different. I don't understand the helicopter, and he has all the rocks and everything. So I want to say and even the farm too. So he picked these locations and just brought the movie together with the action. Other movies probably don't have the locations that Greg picked or wasn't available. Yeah.
Right. And then on a last note, where are you hoping this film is going to go?
I don't know. I'm excited. It's going to be in Walmart. So hopefully Greg will tell me the exact date because I'm going to go to my Walmart and buy it there. But I don't know. Maybe you know more than me. Is it supposed to be?
I can't give away the
Okay.
secrets. It's just a producer's thing, so I
Yeah.
can't do it. Sorry.
Yeah.
But no, after this, what are you working on after this?
Macabre Mountain, September 8th. It's my first movie that I'll own 100%. And, I'm like executive producing. There'll be a director, but I'll be overseeing it. Financially, I'm 100% responsible, so it's a lot of work.
So now that you're behind the camera doing this stuff,
Yes.
so I think maybe you can say you can appreciate all the hard work.
I appreciate Greg a lot more now. And, I could see that, there's a lot of tension, from scenes and everything with Greg. And I was just like, well, I don't understand why Greg's, a little bit grumpy. But now I totally understand because there's just so many facets to get done during a movie. So, and I haven't even started filming yet. And it's very tiresome.
Well, I can tell you from experience working with Greg, it's he's got a timeline. He wants to get it done.
Right.
So
Right.
just remember that now as you're the producer and director,
Right.
got a director on set too.
Right.
Follow those timelines. Make sure you got things in order. And remember, you just don't film in order. So, but no, it was great having you on set.
Yes.
And I look forward to seeing you again, sir.
Yes.
And we'll keep you posted on everything going on. So thank you for coming to the film festival and enjoying your film that you were a part of.
Thank you.
All right, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I'm Keith Lakowski, Macrocosm Productions, and just make sure you look at the camera. This is Keith of Macrocosm Productions. I'm here today with Brian Varney. So, Brian, what was your role within the film?
I was the production designer and a special effects assistant.
And what were your days consistent of with that?
Mostly working with you, unloading numerous props out of the trailer and going through weapon safety meetings on set to ensure that all of our prop weapons were safe for actors and for everybody that's on set.
And was there any challenges in prepping for any of these scenes?
The biggest challenge really is just the amount of the props that had to go out and going through them. Because, our big scene where we had the rally, we had 30 some odd props all go out at once, maybe even into the 40s. So between the 2 or 3 of us that were handling all of them, we had to go through weapons safety, go through everything, make sure it was safe, and then distribute them to the right people.
And now, you were doing a lot of runarounds, so you didn't get to see a lot of the filming or the shooting that went on. You got to see some of it, but now that you saw the film in its entirety, what do you think?
I think it came out great. We all did a great job. Everybody was really good at this.
And what do you think about how Greg directed everybody and got everybody into the film and got to their roles and everything else? What do you think, or is there any one particular thing about Greg that really stands out?
I believe that he had a vision in mind, and it was accomplished. And what we have on the screen is really great.
And are you looking forward to working with Greg again on future films, or me, or anybody else?
Well, it looks like I might be working with him again on one pretty soon. So we're in prep right now, doing some stuff.
Yeah, and it's going to be a lot of work again, I'm sure. So, is there any one scene in particular that stood out to you in this movie that really just, with all your hard work, that really you were proud to see happen?
Well, I really enjoy the helicopter stuff because I've always wanted to puppeteer. So this is the second time that I've had something on screen with puppeteering, and what we shot really came out great.
And what's funny is a lot of people, as I'm interviewing, when I'm seeing the screen, they're like, this helicopter. And I was there with you, of course, doing the puppeteering. So when we shot the puppeteering to the actual on-screen footage, it blows everybody's minds. What do you think how our editor put the sound in there and we got those effects the way we want them after the multiple shots?
Oh, it's great. It's exactly what I thought that it would come out to be, and the way that it pieced together, and in the sound design too. Yeah, absolutely. Because when you're in a theater and you have a home theater system and it's separated throughout the speakers, you do feel it pass through the different zones around you, and you feel like it's three-dimensional.
Well, Brian, we thank you for everything you did on this film, and I know Greg is deeply appreciative as well, hence you're coming back. I just want to say thank you from the bottom of our heart for all the hard work you did, and always being there for the cast and crew, and always being there at their needs if anything should happen. So thank you.
Thank you, Keith.
All right. Thank you, sir. All right, this is Keith Lakowski with Macrocosm Productions, also working here interviewing for the Buffalo Dreams Fantastic Film Fest. I'm here today with Paul Mcginnis. So, Paul.
That's me.
Yeah, that's you. So, Paul, tell me, what was your role in the film, and what clan were you a part of?
I was Woody of the Minutemen, and we were because we were ready in a minute to go and take on, the heroine, and I had an awesome death scene that I'm still really excited. Spoiler, but it was really kind of cool that I get my throat cut from behind by the lead, and like, yeah. So that was me.
Well, you earned that death. You were a part of it. You made it work. So we were glad to have you part of that. Now that you got to see, because you weren't there to see the whole film, and nobody ever was, unless you're a producer or director or DP. Even our production assistant saw the film. So, but now that you got to see the film in its entirety, from all the scenes, what do you think of the overall film?
I was shocked at how amazing it was. I went in with high expectation because Greg, as long as I've known him, has just gotten better and better with each of his films. I thought with Widow's Point, I was like, wow, I don't know if I'll ever see better than Widow's Point. And this, I think, topped it, and that's saying a lot because Widow's Point is an amazing film. So just the talent when it comes to like behind and in front of the camera, just seeing the who's who of Buffalo community and just watching everyone own it so much and have fun doing it. I loved it. I loved every moment of it. I was like, oh, wow. And of course, everybody because it's our family and everything, but it's still saying, and we get sad, like, oh, Keith died. I don't know. He's a bad guy, but still. And I was sitting next to Jessica Zwolak, who played one of, I don't remember her clan, but she's not the female group, but when her group gets killed, people applauded. And she went, oh, I'm like, hey, don't take it personally. I'm like, they don't applaud my death, so I'll just say it.
But here's a good question. You've worked, as I have, with many of these folks, and I'm sure you weren't even ready to see this many folks on the film, which a lot of people didn't know.
Yeah.
But you've worked with a lot of these individuals acting, and what do you think of how well Buffalo has stepped up, and these actors have stepped up in their acting careers from films that independent films, short films, 48-hour film fest, all these other things, to this big production?
I have to say, it never fails to astound me, the talent we have here. And I know, of course, that's saying a lot because these are my friends, but at the same time, I'm always about the product, and I'm always about, I take this very seriously. I mean, I've been acting since I was small, little guy, and so now it's really a part of my life. So even if you're my friend, if you're not good, I'm like, I'll still love you. And to watch so many people that I know and respect and love just own it and just blow it out the water. So many, I legit every time I don't think I saw a bad performance in the mix, and it's and playing so many people playing out of character, so many people who just, because besides the main four, everyone's kind of not nice people. I don't really think there are many heroes in this one, and so it's just this thing is like, and to feel that little bit of regret when they die is like, oh, I guess they deserved it, but still. But yeah, I mean, you guys as the cops and the different coalitions, it's just so much fun, and I'm going to legit suggest this film to. It's hard because you always want to suggest your films, but sometimes I'm like, you should see this. But I'm like, no, you should really see this. I do that with Widow's Point all the time. I'm like, I know I say you should watch my movies a lot, but seriously, watch this one. And this one I think will appeal to a wider range of audiences because not everyone likes horror, and I see a lot of the people who say, "Well, I don't like the horror movies." Like they use that excuse for Killer Act, though. I'm like, it's not a horror movie; it's a romantic comedy with boobs in it. But this one, who doesn't like a good action film? And this I would put up with anything that Hollywood puts out because it had the story, it had the action, it had just the so yeah, a lot of talent and all of them just doing their best.
So, what do you think about like the actual sound quality and film quality of this film compared to a lot of films?
Honestly, if I didn't know this was a local film, I would not have picked this out. I would just seriously, the production, the look of it was just so clean and crisp, um, and I remember not to make this about me, but I remember when somebody had seen Killer Rack, and the best compliment I ever heard was like, I didn't realize that was a small budget film. I think you can say that 10 times as much about Guns of Eden. Like, I know how a lot of these effects were done, and even knowing what's going on, behind the screen, you're like, it's still, if I didn't know, the helicopter's a great example that I know exactly how that helicopter happened. I'm like, no, that's a real helicopter. That is not, um, that's a toy, but it's not a toy. You don't know that. And, just knowing that all of us were walking around with plastic toy guns. But no, I the whole time you felt that like no, we're running around with real guns and stuff, which we weren't. But so good. I know I'm kind of rambling, but yeah, I'm in awe.
So okay. With all that being said, how would you say Greg really did on this film? I mean, grade him. Grade him. You can grade him. You can do whatever you want. But how do you think Greg really did on this film as a director and getting his vision out there in clarity and keep getting people to work and do what they wanted or to do?
It's hard to speak of Greg in a non-biased way because he is my friend and I've known him forever, and I always respected before I knew him, I respected his work and what he did. So I will openly say I am biased going into this. But even that being said, I just really think Greg has a vision and he makes it happen in this alone. I mean, when he just threw me some pictures that said, I want to make this movie called Guns of Eden, and it was just a picture of a girl with a gun, and to know that this movie came out of this picture he's artist did for him, and a couple like mini fake trailers that he did that still looked good, but this just there's not a low moment in this movie. It starts strong and then keeps going, boom, boom, boom. By the time it ended, I'm like, wait, oh geez, yeah, we just watched the whole movie. It sounds cliche, edge of your seat, but you really are like, whoa, hey, and this is happening, and I'm dead already, so I shouldn't care anymore, but I'm still with it. So, although maybe you can recover from a neck wound, so maybe I'm not dead. You can bring me back for a sequel, Greg. I don't know.
Well, we'll let you know if there's zombie movies coming up. But hey,
or Woody might have a brother.
Yeah. Hey, you never know. But Paul, I'm telling you right now, thank you so much for your assistance, and I enjoyed seeing you up on the screen like always. And
back at you.
You did fantastic. So, and thank you for being a part of this great film.
Thank you.
All right, sir. Thank you. Hi, this is Keith of Macrocosm Productions. I'm here today with Ari and Nicole. Now, Ari, who was your character in this film?
So I played Candy Girl. If you caught in the credits, it's not Candy Grill. It's Candy Girl. There was a little typo in there. And I was an accomplice in a convenience store robbery that did not go very successfully.
So in that role, you really brought a lot of energy and enthusiasm. What'd you do to prep to get that energy and that enthusiasm?
I really pulled a lot of it from the script and the character and just the way that Greg had described what he was looking for. Um, I find that the ethos or the character intent can often be found within the script and what the character says and doesn't say. And so this was a girl who, she's done this before, and in her mind, this is going to go off without a hitch. And so when it doesn't, yeah, it really caught her by surprise, and too little, too late to do it.
So now that you got to see your scene actually completed, what'd you think of it?
I mean, the camera work, amazing. Chris Cosgrave just made me look really good. The angles, just the way that the scenes were put together, cut from one to another. I mean, yeah, it's all the beauty was done in post. Really, like the guy behind the camera and the editors, they made that they made that look good. I just did my best at what I do.
Okay,
Can't get it.
now that you saw the film in its entirety, what do you think now of the whole film and how integral your part really was now in that?
Um, I can see how my character, if my character was not in the film, well, Shifty wouldn't have had a fighting chance without having a distraction. But also the poignant moment with Alexandra and the chief there um, really sets the stage for the entire movie, and it really helps you understand more about her character as well. So it was really a cool scene to be in. I had a lot of fun with it, and watching it go from that scene to the entire movie in its entirety and how that set it up um, was truly enjoyable. I was impressed with everybody's acting. I was impressed with just all of the work. It was a very professional film overall.
Okay, so now with that being said, I mean, Greg directing this film, he directed some of the scene, a lot of the scene you did too, as well as so did the assistant DP. But looking at Greg, how do you think he did in directing this and getting this story across to help make this film?
Uh, Greg knows what he's doing. Um, when he said that he had been working on the script for years on end and then was finally ready to bring it to life, um, I knew that it would turn out awesome. Before the film was even started filming, before I even knew anything about the script, before I was even a part of it. I was a big supporter in the film because I know that what Greg does, he does right. He doesn't waste his time, and when he puts his effort into something, it always turns out well. And so I was a big supporter of it automatically. And then when he approached me with a role, I was just even more honored just to be a part of it. It was just truly an honor. And the whole film was wonderful. It would have been just as wonderful without me in it.
No, I still think your part was really integral because I really enjoyed your scene there with the no, the store is closed. So, what did you think of that?
I did have fun with that. I got to add a little bit of attitude into that. And carrying that Desert Eagle, yeah, I wish I was allowed to take that one home. Might come in handy. But even though it ain't loaded, hey, just for show. Just for show. No, I definitely had a lot of fun with it.
Well, we do appreciate it, and I'm glad that Greg brought you upon because every character was there for a reason, and he really made every character shine and everybody feel a good part of it. So I just want to say thank you on behalf of Greg Lamberson and his Film Fest and all the people we worked with. I just want to say thank you for your time and everything you do.
Thank you. Again, it was such an honor to be a part of this film. Such a great time at this film festival always, and definitely going to be coming around for the rest of it as well. This is just the beginning.
Well, we look forward to seeing you. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is Keith Lakowski with Macrocosm Productions and the Buffalo Dreams Fantastic Film Festival. I'm here today with Brandon Majersky. Now, Brandon, what role did you play in this film?
I played Barry, the young and inexperienced sheriff that wasn't quite evil, but wasn't his own person, unfortunately.
So, being a part of this film, what did you think of your character in the film, how it really played out now that you got to see it?
I like the duality of all the sheriffs being in line with Preacher, and then the last one to come into the fold, not really there yet, trying to get there, but still very innocent and having some problems.
Yeah. So now that you got to see the film in its entirety, because most people, only see the behind the scenes, what do you think of the overall film now that you got to see it?
The overarching film was really well done. I see exactly what they were going for as far as the classic, like the 80s action flick, the music. It was great. It was really, really well put together.
So now that you saw this film too, what do you think? What do you hope is? What are you hoping for to see where this film goes?
I'm hoping that Barry has an evil twin that comes back in the sequel, and maybe actually gets to be evil this time. That would be awesome.
All right. What do you think about Greg's directing on this film? I know Greg put a lot in there. He worked with me and worked with everybody else. What do you think about Greg's directing on this film?
I mean, from what the interactions that I had, it was exactly what needed to be. He didn't overcrowd me. He told me what he wanted, let me do it, and that's how it happened. It was, and I saw a lot of that with other people too. He knew exactly what he wanted. He said, "This is what I want," and let them just do it, which is great.
Yeah. Is there any one scene in this movie that you're intrigued with, be it your own or be it another scene? Is there one scene that really stood out to you the most?
The one scene that stood out to me, I would have to say, was Alex at the table in the lodge when she was in that picture for her dad. It was really well done.
Well, that's all I really have to question for you today. But Brandon, it was so great working with you. We do appreciate you being a part of this film. We couldn't have done this film without you. Again, like I tell everybody, each part is integral in this film. Greg had it tuned out perfectly. So I just want to say thank you, my friend, for showing up and supporting your own film and the film you're a part of and being a part of such a fantastic project.
It was an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Brandon. And just give me your name and what role you played.
I'm Joseph Fusco. I played Shifty.
And what was Shifty you doing? What group was he a part of?
So Shifty was robbing the store that he did not know there were two off-duty police officers in the back shopping. And unfortunately, Shifty picked the wrong store to rob that day.
Did you have fun playing that role?
I loved playing Shifty. I had a ball playing Shifty. And I had a great scene partner in Nicole, who played Candy Girl, my accomplice and sweetheart. And we went out in a blaze of glory.
And what did you think about the scene and actually now watching it on the screen?
Watching it on the screen, it looked incredible. The whole film looked incredible. The scene that we did was, I thought, terrific. And it's really fascinating when you see it happen bit by bit, part by part, shot by shot, build together, and then it just plays through like it naturally should. And it looks terrific.
And what did you think about the whole film in its entirety?
I thought the whole film in entirety was fantastic. I think Guns of Eden is a great movie. I had a lot of fun watching it, and my participation in it was minuscule compared to what everyone else did in it. And I think top to bottom, soup to nuts, it is a terrific, terrific movie.
Well, remember this, no part is minuscule because each part is integral. We couldn't do it without you, so thank you for being out here today to support this film fest and being a part of the film.
I love this film festival. I come every year. I loved this movie. I wouldn't have missed it for the world.
Well, that's good to hear. We love to hear that. So thank you, and I hope you get to see the film again and again.
I do too.
This is Keith with Macrocosm Production. I'm here today with
Mark Williams.
And Mark, you were part of Guns of Eden. What was your role in Guns of Eden?
I played Orlando, part of the Sanchez crew.
So as part of the Sanchez crew, was this your first time being in a film?
Yes, it was. My first time actually being on set, getting to be on the film and seeing the whole process of the movie making.
So, did you have fun now? What'd you think of the movie? Is my first question. Now that you get to see it in its entirety.
I actually enjoyed it a lot. I liked the music. I had a nice little 80s feel to it. I liked it. I guess when you're doing it, you don't realize the work that goes into it. You know what I mean? 'Cause everything just kind of flies by. And then when you see it, you're like, oh, everything kind of, when it comes together, makes sense, you know?
So you really enjoyed the film then. So, did you have fun working on this film?
Yes, I did. I had fun making fun of all you guys, making fun of all the cops and everything like that. And although it was a very hot day, but yeah, I had a lot of fun making it. Again, getting to meet everybody that was on set too, and just the whole experience was just a great first-time experience for me.
Well, do you look forward to being on more films in future?
Yeah, I've actually already done 2 other projects. I'm scheduled for 2 more now. Like this set, like I got the bug now.
Well, that's good. We look forward to seeing you on your future set. But thank you very much. I'm glad you got to make it out.
Yeah, the thorn surrounded by 2 roses.
Thank you. Don't go anywhere. I don't need to get another camera because I have.
Oh, hey. Hey.
Are we in, Larry?
All right. Yeah, kick him.
Come on in.
Alex. Sloan McBride.
Bride McSloan. Okay.
I know, that's how it's
Sorority spot.
Wait a minute on the other side. Sorority spot.
There, I can go here. Larry, I got to your side.
I got you.
About that.
I think this is good. Can you hold it?
Yeah, stay there, Spider-Man.
Look from your side, Larry. Your side. Just focus on the monitor. Yeah, don't worry about it. I can see it upside down. Doesn't look much in there.
Hurts too. I'm like,
That dude will stay there for like hours.
look at him. He's solid as a rock.
Spider-Man.
He's like not moving.
Dude does acrobatics.
See?
You guys, we got it.
It's Alex. It's Alex.
Yeah.
I know you can flip it.
I am so sorry.
Great job. No. I loved it. Do it again. Do it again. I'm leaving tomorrow. I have to leave tomorrow. I have something on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Annoying.
Hey, you get me to start.
Someone was asking about stuff. Nice.
That's a good copy.
Copy.
You guys want to get one with Alexandra?
Please.
And then Bill, you get in there.
We got to get you guys in the screen.
Okay. Just want to make sure you're clean and clear.
Just scoot your thing. Step that way. There you go.
Okay, so then there you are. Beautiful. Beautiful people. Okay.
Get one with me.
Beautiful people. What?
Get in here with me.
Oh.
It's been a while since you had a cigar.
I know. I need one. Don't worry about letting me see it, just as long as you can see it, Bill. Or, Larry.
Do you want one with just Bill and Alexandra?
Yes. Here you go.
I got too much work to do.
You're just such a busy guy. This is so busy.
I gotta make sure this looks good.
Okay, I got you. I'm standing by with the Rocks for the Blue Jays.
That's it. That's it. I'm here today with Kim Piazza, a major player in this film, and one of our sponsors here too. So, Kim, what was your role, and how did you prep for your role?
Well, I was an evil politician, which most people say, are there any other kind? How did I prep for my role? Let's see. I watched a lot of news, listened to the campaign trail. No, really, I just, you know what? Honestly, Keith, the best thing in the world is when you get to play the bad guy. You know, everybody thinks, oh, you want to be the ingenue, the young, pretty heroine. But no, man, the bad guy, it's all about Oh, evil.
The bad guy, the big boss.
The big boss, yeah. So it was so fun. It was just, it was probably a little bit cliche, the evil politician. But what a good time! What a great time to play the bad guy.
It was a fantastic time. So, is there any one scene you like the most? Now that you saw the whole film, I mean, of course, you probably saw it earlier, prior to, because we're part of the production crew. But now you saw it on the big screen. What do you think is your most favorite part in the film?
So, what would choose as my favorite part, I'm guessing no one else would probably be drawn to. My absolute favorite part of the film was the song on the end credits because my husband wrote the song, and it's really good. It's a really good song. The whole film is awesome. The acting is fantastic. What Greg Lamberson does on a small budget is impossible, but somehow he does it, and he has a team of the best, and that's how he does it. And so that my favorite moment doesn't take away from the film, but my favorite moment is that song over the end credits, and Armin Petrie, my hubby, wrote it, composed it, so I'm a little biased.
And I'm here today with
Nicole Cologne. I play Gabriella Peterson.
And what was your role within the movie? We hear your character name, but what was your role through this whole movie?
Well, I was Gabriella, and I was a social worker, wife to Blake. We just pretty much went out on this camping trip thinking, we're just going to have fun and kind of get Megan to kind of, warm up a little bit, get in a little bit of, out of her head a little bit and kind of relax. And, we just ended up being hunted, and I was kind of the dramatic one, the scared one all the time, crying and, what's going on here, so.
Sure. I'm Aaron Krieger. I played Cletus of the Shadow team, the patriarch and father, brother, grandfather, all in one. Cousin, sister, brother, whatever. It was great. It was a fun romp. It's a perfect thing to just kind of. It's one of those movies where you have to talk a little bit while you're watching it because you're going all that kind of stuff. So it's great to see this with Buffalo. Such a top quality movie for this area. It's just a great thing Greg's been able to do and everybody else with it. Great to see a lot of my colleagues and friends in it, obviously, as well. I died good, so I can't argue too much about that. Great. If you like the Warriors, if you like Rambo, all the homages in there. I saw all that stuff. Can't beat it, man.
So I'm just going to do your name and then just the character on this one. So we'll keep that, but just for guns beat. And what's your name?
Lord Mortis, but the humans call me Clayton.
All right, Clayton. What was your role in Guns of Eden, and what group or clan were you with?
Beaumont number 1, and I was with the Rednecks. The Shadow team.
The Shadow team. See, there you go. So, being a part of this film, you got to see the footage from us shooting it in front of the camera. Now that you got to see this film in its entirety, what do you think?
Pretty good. I think I got the best part, aside from Wild Bill, of course. And it's good. Everyone should go see it and wet their pants.
So, what was your favorite part of this film?
Oh, me. Absolutely.
Well, what was the worst part of this film? If any, or just a shot that kind of, I don't know.
Well, I should have added a bigger part. No, I'm kidding. Worst part? I don't know. It was all good.
You sure it wasn't the ones that you weren't in it?
Well, I was in it, but it could have been longer, but it's fine.
So now you saw this in film in its entirety again. What do you think of this film as its entirety, and where should it go from here?
Where should it go? I don't know. Where do all films go?
Go to film heaven. But it's not dead yet. It's just beginning. So now, was there any one scene other than the one with you in this film after watching it that you thought was intriguing or amazing?
Wild Bill's performance, for sure.
There you go. And then, have you acted before? Have you been in films before?
Yes, I have been in films. I can't remember them offhand, but I do Fright Fest at Darien Lake as well.
Well, there you go. Well, we do appreciate your time. We were glad you were part of this film. We couldn't have done it without you because each role definitely was truly integral. And I thought,
Happy to be here and add all the way to it.
I thought Wild Bill was going to be here, so we get a twofer here of a shot. But
Should've shown up in our barbarian outfits.
see, there you go. Well, then it could have been a whole new adventure, a whole new film. But thank you for your time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It was awesome. I'm here today with Trez Johnson. Trez, you were part of this great, amazing film. What was your role in Guns of Eden?
I play the character Jeremy Scott in Guns of Eden.
And what was your character entailed? What was it all about?
I play one of the police officers, one of the co-heroes in the beginning of the movie that kind of leads everybody out to the campgrounds, and that's when the stuff happens.
So when you say stuff, what kind of stuff?
Lots of stuff that happens. Of course, it's, the main central theme, of the movie, but my character is the reason why everybody's out there, and I play one of the tragic heroes, per se.
So being on set, I remember being on set with you many, many days, many long, hot days. What was the hardest day for you on set?
In all honesty, actually, the hardest day actually was one of the beginning days for me. It was in the police chase scene, right? So I remember coming home from the first day of shooting, and the person, the guy that played the criminal, he was so fast that we had to do this scene where we had to do the foot chase, and we shot it about 5 or 6 times, running nonstop, and my body was sore. That set the tone of the movie, and I was sore throughout the entire shoot.
Well, I can tell you, just being in the sound and Chris and camera, we had a hard time keeping up too. So we felt that pain the next day. So, what was your favorite part of this film?
My favorite part, of course, was the stunt scene the fight scene with Andrew Dale.
Fantastic scene.
It was a fantastic scene. We shot that as a oneer, and just the choreography was great. Shooting that scene, professionalism and everything. It was real, and we just kind of went for it, and it came out just magic on camera.
Now that you saw this whole film, what do you think of the whole film in its entirety?
The whole film, it's a great film. Great film. I'm sure it's gonna have a lot of cult following. It's the female version of Rambo. Alexandra did a great job. Of course, Greg did a great job directing, and the entire team. So I'm extremely happy with the film in itself.
So that brings me up to my next question. We're talking about Greg Lamberson here. He wrote this film and he directed it. What do you think about his directing style and how he wrote this film and how he put this whole film together?
Well, you know what? I talked to Greg about that several times. Just going through it, Greg and I had been just looking for the perfect opportunity to work together. We worked together in a couple different capacities, but as far as his directing, I remember being on set and someone that gives the actor the freedom to kind of create that character. We had several times where we bet on set, and I lost every single time because as a director, he knew what he was doing. So kudos to Greg Lamberson. It was a pleasure working with him.
Well, I'll be honest, it was a pleasure working with you as well, and I look forward to working on more stuff with you. And my God, you did fantastic. Your character was amazing, and appreciate it very much. So hopefully bigger and better things for this film. And is there anywhere you want this film to go?
I wanted to go, to the top where, of course, as many people to see this as possible. Lots of exposure. I hope that a lot of opportunities spun off from this as well. So just much success to the production in general.
I agree. And what you working on any for current, future possible projects coming up now?
Yeah, I just shot a film in Syracuse. Unfortunately, that's why I couldn't come to the big premiere on Friday night. I was working in Syracuse with a film with Kevin James. I'm also shooting another movie with Lou Ferrigno called The Hermit. It's a horror film. So you'll see me. You'll see me. I'm out here.
Well, and it's funny because we had Dave Butler who came to get an award today himself as well because he couldn't make it. So, but yeah, no, Chaz, always is a pleasure, honor working with you. And I look forward to working with you again, my friend. And thank you for being a part of this amazing film.
Thank you. Thank you again.
All right, sir. Thank you. This is Keith Lakowski with Macrocosm Productions here for Greg Lamberson's Buffalo Dreams Fantastic Film Festival. I'm here today with
Mike Rinaldo.
Rachel Levin.
And what was your part of Guns of Eden?
We were very fortunate enough to have a location that we could donate for the film. The most of the film was located on our farm. So you see the barns, the fields, the interior of the barn. It was a lot of fun, and it was an experience that we'll always remember.
But you just didn't have a location. You also played in the film. So what was your role in the film, your character, and what was your whole role?
So I was a character named Harriet, and I was the food girl for feeding the ruffians that came in to kill Megan.
And she had a badass scene shooting a shotgun, too. And I was Griffin, the bodyguard for Kim Piazza. The senator, yeah.
So now you just say it like it was one little thing, but you had some comical moves in there. What did you think about that whole filming?
I thought it was a ton of fun. It was absolutely a great time, and the people that we met doing it was the best part of the experience. So even though it's fun to be in a show, it's just being with everybody that was there and working with the director and the cast and crew and helping out. That was just such a fun experience. So,
And what was your favorite part of this movie?
when Rachel killed so many people.
Outstanding. Now that you got to see the film in its entirety, what do you think?
Oh, we love it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and it was such a beautiful film. It was, about love and peace, and
And I bet you were the one doing the sirens.
in all seriousness, it was awesome to see it come together, and how smooth the transitions were, because this was filmed on different properties. So not just the farm, it was also done in different woods at Rock City, and the way that the editing was done, it was just all seamless. It looked like we were all right there on the farm.
Well, we couldn't have done this film without you. And on behalf of Guns of Eden and Greg Lamberson, we want to thank you very much for your time, your consideration, and allowing us to be a part of your family as much as you became a part of ours. So thank you.
Thank you, Keith.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you too, brother.
Thank you. Hey, folks, this is Keith Lakowski with the Buffalo Dreams Fantastic Film Festival. I'm here today with the host of our show. And would you like to say your name for me?
Yeah,
please?
Alexandra Faisaldegian.
And what was your role in this whole movie?
I played Megan Forrest.
Is there anything in particular in a movie that you like the most?
Ooh, I really liked the ghillie suit. I had a lot of fun in that ghillie suit because it was just really sus, and I loved it.
How were your days when you were on set? I mean, were they long? Were they tiring? Were they?
They were never that long. They were always very physically tiring. They were always a lot of fun, and there was always a lot of shenanigans.
Was there any one location that you liked the best about this?
My favorite location would be the area with like the double gun spinning, because there were like a lot of waterfalls and stuff in that area, so I liked that a lot.
So when you came on this project, did you think it was going to be this big, this better, or what'd you think?
It's totally better than I assumed it was going to be. Like, I don't know. I think my mentality is I always have, like, I keep my expectations in check, and then I'm pleasantly surprised later on. So with this one, I was very pleasantly surprised at the final product, so that was awesome.
And what do you think about the director and the Greg Lamberson there? How do you think he handled all the situations, and how do you make you feel and really get you want to be involved in this film?
Greg and Tamar were some of the best people to work with that I've worked with. I was always comfortable, always communicated with all the time about everything that was happening. Always friendly, passionate, helpful, like great directions, all of it. So that was.
What do you think about the cast and crew that were there? Were they helpful as well?
Yeah, I love the cast and crew. We at the end of it, we were all kind of just like one big happy family, and it was really hard to leave and go home, for sure.
So what are you going to be doing after this now?
After this, I think I'm gonna hang out with Kim and Armand from the movie. So I think we're gonna hang out and probably get a beer.
I don't blame you. You well deserve it. I think you need a glass of champagne after today. Congratulations on your outstanding performance.
Thank you so much.